For babies, developing the ability to speak in clear sentences takes years, but that doesn't mean they can't communicate effectively before then. In fact, a new study from Cornell University finds that babies might have more control over their language and yours than you might think. Dr. Mallika Marshall joins us now. And doctor, what did these researchers find?
These babies are in charge, Liam.
Yeah.
So these
We've
researchers,
known that for a while.
right? They're always. But so they took 30 mother-infant pairs, and they put them in a room with toys, and they observed how they interacted with one another and how they spoke. And they found that they did this over 2 days, and they found that when the mother spoke in more simplified speech and simpler sentences with one-word replies in response to their babies actually babbling, that it appeared that the babies learned new speech sounds faster by the next day. And the mom seemed to speak completely differently to the babies in response to their babbling than if they were just talking to them on their own.
So what does it mean?
So it means that babies have sort of figured out a way to manipulate us. That it's not just us spoon-feeding them information. That's what we think we're doing, right? We're exposing them to all of this language and all of these things, and they're absorbing it and they're learning it. But what babies are doing is saying, I'm going to babble to you, and I want you to babble in response to me so that I can learn the way I need to learn.
So how can parents use this information to improve the language development of their child?
So what they suggest is instead of talking at your baby, because, you know, a lot of us, if we have a child, we're constantly, look at this, you want to go to here, you want to go here, and you want to get in the car. And they said instead, just sit back, observe them, watch what they're doing around you. If they do something that's particularly cute or brilliant, like many of us think our kids are, or if they're speaking to you, then take that opportunity to speak back to them in this simplified speech. Now, you're not going to be able to help speaking to them in a simple way, because that's just sort of what we're wired to do when the babies are getting out of us. But instead of constantly talking at them, listen to them and respond to them, and that'll make it easier for them to learn language.
But I would still think that you want to use a wide variety of vocabulary with your kid, right? Because that's how they are exposed to the new words, the one beyond just ball or food or whatever it might be.
Right, and as kids get older, you know, when they become toddlers and they really are adding more vocabulary, that becomes very important. But when babies are, you know, 6, 7, 8 months old, they're really focusing on trying to learn sounds and what do those sounds mean. And if I say this sound like Baba, will she give me the bottle? So it's less the words as it is sort of a response to what they're doing that's teaching them what that speech means.
It's very interesting. As always, Dr. Mallika Marshall, thank you so much. For more Family Focus, keep it right here on CBSBoston.com.